Welcome to another Airbrush Asylum video. In today's video, I'm going to do a bit of a remake of an old video that was quite popular, our cheap versus branded video. In this one, I'm going to get straight into it. We're going to do some basic tests. So if you want more information, I'm going to keep this one shorter, but be sure to click up on the card up on the screen now. Let's get into this comparison right now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do using the Iwata Eclipse is do some shaded dots. I'm just using Trident White. This has already been reduced. And now come in and do some lines. So keeping the air on all time, pulling back and moving with the paint. Okay, so now I'm going to do some fine dots. So if this is the first time watching one of our videos, then welcome. For all of our regular viewers, welcome back. If you're enjoying it, give it the thumbs up, share it out. Let's build this airbrushing community together. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. Tap on that bell icon and that will notify you every time I put out new content. All right, so let's go ahead now and replicate that using the cheaper brush. Okay, so now using the cheaper airbrush, same thing, shaded dots first. Again, keeping the air on, just pulling back on that trigger. Do some lines. Sort of missed the start of that one. Let's just go back over that. So it's a little bit delayed. I have to pull back a bit more on the trigger to get the same sort of action, so the response is a little bit delayed, but it still controls reasonably well. How long it will last, well, that's yet to be seen. The Iwata is a lot older and it's still going perfectly. I think I've only ever changed one needle and nozzle. That's the other thing with these cheap ones. I'm not sure how it goes with parts, but you can see how well that does perform with the dots. Let's do one more, see how accurate it can be. To go straight underneath. Getting a bit of tip drying. You can definitely do fine detail with it. Okay, so let's go ahead and try and do some finer stuff with the cheaper brush here. Let's see, it's not as responsive, but we can still get a reasonably fine line. See the lines breaking up a little bit. Running nicer now, so paint on, paint off, paint on, paint off, paint on, paint off, paint on, paint off, paint on, paint off. That's doing pretty well. I think I might have just had some tip drying. Let's go ahead and redo that line. Yeah, it's a lot more consistent now. Okay, switch over to the Eclipse and we'll do the same. can see how consistent that line is for the Eclipse. It just does all the strokes with ease. Paint on, paint off, paint on, paint off. Okay, so for the last test, just going to do some dagger strokes, starting with thick to thin, and thin to thick. So that's with the cheap brush. Now doing the same with the Eclipse, thick to thin, thin to thick. So after putting these two guys head to head for their tests, look, they pretty much worked relatively similar. This one, you know, still had reasonable control. It struggled on certain areas with consistency. This one remained consistent all the way through, which you would hope with something that's 10 times more expensive. If you are just thinking about getting into airbrushing and, you know, you've never picked up an airbrush, well then, you know, this is something that at this stage I could recommend. I mean, I don't know how long this is going to last as far as, you know, the quality of it. Is it going to deteriorate over time? That's yet to be seen. But, you know, it still is able to do some fine detail as well as broad spray. And then, you know, once you've tried that and you want to take the airbrushing really serious, then go ahead and get yourself the Iwata Eclipse or any of the Iwata airbrushes from their range. You will not be disappointed. They do last for the test of time. So that I can definitely say. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Take a look at some of the other videos and playlists that I've got listed here. And until next time, go grab your airbrush, do some amazing artwork yourself, and I'll see you again very, very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.